Welcome to another video. In this video we are going to talk about Frenkie Dejong. He has been back after a long time and has played few matches now, but he is still not 100% as he still feels pain on his ankle and lacks confidence. He has been really unlucky as he injured same ankle twice last season. Everyone is doubting him, and the real question is Frenkie coming back to his best?
Well, let's talk about that in detail. And we need to look at different scenarios.
And we are also going to talk about how to get best out of him. Watch the video until the end.
Frenkie is a solution to confusion. There are few players in the world better at facing a high-pressing team. Frenkie's spatial awareness, close control, and ability to break the lines is a very effective tool. He takes control of games and limits the influence of the opponents as they are forced to run more.
His strengths are, he is press resistance, has close control and ball carrying or dribbling.
Frenkie is one of the best midfielders in the world under pressure.
His ability to turn and carry it forward past players is one of a kind.
Frenkie's nature as a player is all about moving the play forward. Defensively, he does not have the best positioning, but he has the physicality to complete challenges and win the ball if he gets close to the opponent. In
the game against Real Madrid last month, he came on in the second half, and he completely changed the match. He can change the game when he is at his best. 0-0 at halftime between Barca and Real Madrid. Frenkie enters the pitch in the break, and we suddenly see a far more dominant Barca side, scoring for goals.
Frenkie was a key figure, and it's all about Real Madrid's approach and what the game required. He slowed down Madrid.
Frenkie slowed down Real Madrid's tempo on the ball and eased the pressure on our defense. Barca got more control and moved their defensive block around, which eventually generated gaps we could play through. Frenkie played a one-touch pass to Port, who put in the cross for Lewandowski's second goal. He had 97% passing accuracy.
There are games where the other team let Barca have control as they sit back. Frenkie will still be great, but he won't excel in the same way as there is less space to run into with the ball, and his counter pressure is not the best.
Now we need to have a look at his 2021 season for Barca, where he was at his best.
Under Koeman, Frenkie had a more advanced role given how Busquets was allowed to run the show.
Frenkie actually registered 14 goals and assists, has both the height of
81 meters and legs to be an alternative in the final third and make runs into the box.
We can't afford to have a player like Frenkie who truly thrives in just a certain game state. We must look for ways to maximize his qualities against every type of opponent.
Talking about the solution, Frenkie is a difference maker, and the higher up the pitch you access him, the better the potential result.
So instead of being the guy whose task is to access key targets in midfield, Flick should have Dejong as the key player himself.
This way, the highly vertical first phase gets the ball to the likes of Frenkie, Pedri, and Olmo quicker and by passing it first and foremost. And once it does reach those players, they are better primed to create more threat.
Talking about the final third, Barcelona have two layers of attack once they pin the opposition down, the outer and inner rings.
The former is tasked with distribution or sweeping, and the latter with the final productive pocket play.
Frenkie fits the role of an outer ring metronome. He would be positioned deeper while
Barcelona sustained pressure to make use of his insane distribution, but also athletic prowess to sweep up behind the inner ring of players who mostly cover smaller spaces off the ball. His carrying is an extra tool for stubborn defensive blocks, but when you sustain pressure, tempo control is key. You cannot afford to be slow and ponderous as you risk creating the infamous U-shape of death. So Frenkie's carrying would be a situational tool rather than his go-to action. Frenkie's deep distribution from the first phase can also be a potent way to utilize his profile. If Flick can readjust his temperament on the ball and make him focus more on passing rather than carrying, the Dutchman can be the primary receiver as well as the progressor.
What are your thoughts on this video? Comment down and let us know. Is Frenkie Dejong coming back to his best level? Time will tell. Thank you for watching the video until the end. Subscribe for more.